Much better. I'm on a chair now, sitting upright. All right, hold on. Got it. All right. This is the watch that I wear. Just wanted to share that. I've had this watch for I'd say at least 15 years now. I did not get an Apple Watch. I did not switch to anything digital because one, this holds my memory. Anything that's aged with time, it holds memory, like physical memory. So I like that. So when I wear this, I have a certain discipline. It's kind of like having a bracelet. It's kind of like it keeps me grounded in its own way because I got this in my what early 20s when I was studying and I had this certain goal and this certain image. Let me wipe the screen of my um, camera. All right. Um, and I never let technology, like this is still technology, but it's kind of ancient technology. Not that very much ancient. When did we first get analog watches in the market? But yeah, this tells me time. But even without this, if you took this away, if I have the sun, if I'm outside, or if I'm indoors, I can pretty much tell you what time it is just by looking at the sun. I'm pretty good at navigating directions in my life. That much, I'm good. But anyway, so why do I wear this? Because I know people, and I know in my own family as well. I don't blame them if you have a. This is not to shame anyone. If you all have a digital watch where it's like digital back in the day, in my age, it was just you have a G Shock, you get a light that's fancy. Let me drink some water because this is quite a chat. So, digital in my days were um, just like Baby G, G Shock, But today, digital and touch screen on your watch, I just find it overwhelming for me. All right, I'm someone who's sensitive. Maybe some people can have a watch, a phone, and then 10 other devices. I already have 10 other, not 10. I have a few devices. I don't. Last thing I want it is to be tied up to my body. I don't want anything monitoring my heart. I think I can monitor my own heart. I think if I breathe and if I'm conscious of my body, I can quite easily tell you if my heartbeat is going fast or slow. If I'm connected to my breathing and the way that I behave and watch out for symptoms, I think I can quite easily tell where my health is, right? So the reason why I have this is one, definitely my memory. And one more thing, I don't want text up my wrist. Because I know a good friend of mine, bless his heart, I care about him. This is not at all to say anything about him. But even my dad wears an Apple Watch. My mom has one, but she doesn't know how to use the text function, which is great. She just uses it as an accessory watch, which is great. Sometimes ignorance, that's why I say ignorance is bliss. Some people just have an Apple Watch just as like what do you call it, the aesthetics of it. But I don't need aesthetics of it. I've always been kind of the simpler kid in my family. But imagine having a conversation with someone and you look like this. Someone's texting you or you get an email. What kind of quality would that conversation hold with that person? I remember going to dates, going to friendship meetings, going to gatherings, and just be so immersed in that experience, watching the speaker speak, um, just in that moment, listening to everything. Your sensory perceptions are just like there, not being like, oh, monitoring this. The weather just changed 1 degree, uh, and then there's some kind of update with this country which is you're not in right now, but it is not useful unless I don't know. I don't find it useful to know all the time what's happening everywhere, because my brain does not function that way. Maybe some people can be in 10 different places at one time, but I don't want to be there in 10 different. If I want to, I go complete one thing, I go read one thing, I complete it. Because in my time, I we had still newspapers. It's just a piece of paper that they throw into your yard, and we would read it if it's a Sunday Observer or whatever. Over here, the Chicago Sun Times. You read it, you see a little bit, it's on paper, and then you wrap it with rice or whatever, and then you remember it, you retrain the information, but you don't make it. It doesn't pop up all the time on this thing, that thing, and all that. And when we meet people, we talk about it, we find solutions about it, but it doesn't become. We don't. I guess we don't revolve ourselves around it and make everything about it. So that's the challenge I'm facing today with technology is how do I make something like stop, like literally like stop, like when it comes to subscriptions, certain things I remember, certain things I forget, I go over to the next month and then I'm like, I didn't really need it for more than a month. Yeah, because like just imagine like Netflix, right? I don't use it every month. I only use it like twice a year because I'm not a movie person. I only watch movie. Even back in the day, I only watch when once in a while. Once in 6 months, I might watch a movie or two, you know, if I have the free time. So I don't binge watch anything much. I don't have a series that I like felt like I grew up watching, except for comics. When I was a kid, I watched Doraemon, and I more than watch, I read comic books. Like I read the whole series of, yeah, I guess the only series I ever completed was Doraemon um, series, and I was a child, pretty much, and that was so good. But anyway, so where I'm getting at is this excessive information coming from all sides, all apps is not the world that I want to live in for me personally, and I think most of us can agree as well. So this is why I have this list, is to prep myself, especially from the future. That future, I guess, one thing I realized as an adult now is when we were kids, we knew that history comes with both good and bad. But I never thought, like, even the future can come with both good and bad. Even the present moment can come with both good and bad. I always thought of the future as something just sweet. No, there's gonna be like sour, bitter things as well. So I guess this is like the bitter side of having technology, that it's always in your face, in your ears, in your sensories. So how do we maintain ourselves, our core, our awareness, and control technology to the point that it serves us and it doesn't like invade our space? Okay, so I did the first one, sleep, food. Okay, stop wasting energy. The food, because the food you eat converts into energy, so you want to put that energy into something good. Then you have battery. When I talk about batteries, like battery on your phone, today you fully recharged your phone, you used it, but then you keep recharging and recharging. Like, did you remember what did that charge go for? Did it go for scrolling? Did it go for reading an ebook? Did it go for ordering something on Amazon, which I do too, because I know Amazon is something that I use because it saves me energy to like go to the store, buy, saves gas and stuff like that. On certain things, I don't rely on it completely. I still drive to the store. But yeah, look at your screen time, the apps that you use, and think, how did I spend my energy?